Good afternoon, everyone. There's a little bit of a delay there. I couldn't get my thoughts straight. Better grab my notes here. Anyway, this is Karl F. Rose doing a live broadcast Sunday. It's almost 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Pennsylvania. I'm going to be doing more of these live broadcasts. Just to get the hang of it and to get better at it. I've been watching a lot of videos from Newman and Derral. They are both very helpful. So if you haven't checked out their channels and you're wanting to improve the content of the viewers, etc., for your YouTube channels, I would strongly suggest checking out their channels. They're much more professional and they're really helpful, but I'm learning from them. So anyway, what this live stream is about is there's two things. YouTube has made two changes. The monetization changes and the YouTube TV, both of which I for the most part I like. Let's start with the monetization thing. Now, because the advertisers were leaving in droves, YouTube had to make some changes, and you know, they're a business. They had to. The advertisers pay the way, and so I understand where it's coming from, and I understand where YouTube's coming from, and I understand where the advertisers are coming from. I spent a few years in the advertising industry, so I know. Thing is, they want their eyes on every video that's out there, and unfortunately, there's some not so good videos out there. And I'm talking about things like, you know, very graphic, sexually graphic, or graphic, just blood and guts, and just a lot of people who are foul mouthed. And I know about the foul mouth thing. I've really had to combat that over on Facebook with my typing and stuff. So so the changes were necessary, and I applaud YouTube for that. The only problem is, and that Derral pointed out, is on the community guidelines, where it refers to the news, the news channels. See, in the guidelines, new guidelines state something to the effect that, you know, if it's and all these videos, in order to be monetized, need to be advertiser friendly. So, but when now, what makes it advertiser or advertiser unfriendly is violence, hate speech, anything controversial, and that's the key. And with the news, anything. So if somebody's trying to do a family-oriented news broadcast, but it's on a controversial subject, their video is not going to get monetized. And a lot of these people, this is the bulk of their income. This is what they do for a living. So this is really hurting them. So, you know, there's Derral pointed out that there are ways to tweak that, and YouTube it's a very easy fix for YouTube to tweak that, and this is just a brand new thing. So I'm sure all the higher ups there in YouTube are probably they're going to go with this, they're going to run with it, and as flaws come along and bugs come along, like they always do in new things, I'm sure they will tweak it. So but the deal is, in order for videos to be to get eligible for monetization, you need a minimum of 10,000 lifetime views. Some uh, creators were getting confused and thinking they're they needed 10,000 views per video to get that video monetized. No, it's 10,000 lifetime views. There's a big difference. Anyway, it's made me go back and look over and review a lot of my old stuff. I'm actually, thanks to Nick and Derral, uh, I'm adding custom thumbnails, and I'm doing some things, and I've actually seen some changes uh, in my analytics. So small little things really do help. Anyway, that's enough on the monetization. And what I want to talk about now is what I'm really excited about. Unfortunately, it's not my area yet, but if you're lucky enough to be in New York, Chicago, New York area, Chicago area, Philadelphia area, I believe Los Angeles, and Miami. I'm not sure about Miami. I'll have to look at that. But there's certain areas, and YouTube says it's going to expand. But the YouTube TV, this is going to be awesome. $35 a month, and you get live streaming of ABC, CBS, ESPN, and then for an additional amount, if you're somebody into Showtime, I'm not a big movie person, big Showtime, but I think for an additional uh, charge to the $35, you can do Showtime too. So this is good. And I think that'll draw in a ton of revenue for YouTube, and it's a good thing. A lot of people are cable cutting. Um, I have my own setup, but I don't want to really discuss what I do, because if I start mentioning who I had, um, what I did, and what I have, that could be a copyright violation. So I don't want to do that. And that's the thing. You really need to be careful about products. I know this is a Washington Capitals uh, baseball cap. I hope I'm not violating um, any copyright guidelines by wearing this cap. Um, One thing I will never do is post little. I see a lot of people posting clips like and they think they can get away with fair use by doing like maybe about a minute or less of a little ESPN clip. No, I would strongly advise against that. Sure, it makes your video go uh, uh, look better, look more professional. But these people are getting paid. The ESPN, it's their copyright. So you don't want to be stepping on toes of people like ESPN. First of all, you're going to lose the battle, even though you can say you have a fair use. But a single person going up against ESPN and YouTube, no, I don't think so. So, um, that's just my advice. It's something that I wouldn't do. Um, but I just wanted to get this out here today because it's new. I got sidetracked with some other stuff. Oh, I was going to put an introduction to myself, but I'll end it on this. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the two things. But let me tell you a little bit about myself before I sign off. Personally, um, I'm I'm um, I'm retired, disabled retired, but I've been shooting still photography since 1976, and of course that was in uh, film. Uh, but as the years progressed, in 2003, I believe, I got my first digital camera. Then in about 2005, I got my first digital video camera. And right around that time, it was a really awful camera, but I started doing YouTube videos then. Then I had an old channel that's long since been shut off. I shut it off. Um, then I redid. I got another camera. It's a bridge camera. That's what I use. It shoots still and videos, but that's what I use mainly for my videos. Um, And then several years ago, I finally got a full-fledged DSLR interchangeable. So I do a lot of that. I spend most of my time not with videos, but photo editing. And just recently, I'm doing animations, and I'm working on that. I'm learning how to use Blender. I'm also learning how to use various video editing programs, such as um, DaVinci Resolve and oh, let's see if this little name of this thing. Oh, it can't. Um, Hit for Film, I believe it is. So I'm learning those two and really cool video editing things. It's pretty complex. I haven't even attempted to mesh together any of my videos on those um, other programs yet. But anyway, that's a bit about me. Um, and I just wanted to get my 2 cents out on this on these changes on YouTube. I applaud them for addressing the situation, and even though I don't, I see some potential problems in some areas with it, I do believe that the bugs will be fixed. YouTube will eventually find out, that there are certain problems and certain flaws, and it goes with anything else. As I said, that when something starts up, when you have new things, there's going to be bugs, there's going to be problems, there's going to be complaining. Some people are going to go, yes. Other people are going to be grumbling. That's just the way it goes. It's life. Um, anyway, well, that's it. Um, I will talk to you again soon. I plan to do more videos with my cat. That's a different topic. I got many topics. So anyway, talk to you later. God bless you all. God bless the country you happen to be in. God bless America. And be sure to hug your loved ones, including your pets. And I will see you next time. Okay,